So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be doing a weekly reading, a weekend reading. We have already done the weekly reading up until next Tuesday, which will be just in the kind of the start of it all. But let us go ahead and get started. I already pulled one of the cards, little camera thing, little mind thing, where we have the Nine of Pentacles, and letting us know that we are going to be going on a certain journey, but we want to make sure that we're not making hasty, impulsive decisions based off of solely feeling or just doing it, but there will be a sudden journey, a sudden change of happening in itself. So just kind of be mindful of that. Just make sure that when you are going to be doing something, if you are doing something this weekend, let us not just, oh, let's go ahead and do it without thinking it through. Not saying that you can't be spontaneous, but even spontaneous things come with thinking. So what else do you have for Spirit for the weekend, for what's happening as a collective? What do you have for Spirit? We have the Four of Cups. This is letting me know that you are having a longing for life. There is something that you're looking for. There is something that you are wanting, something that you are needing, which is probably why you're going to make that hasty decision, which is probably why you're going to want to just like, you're looking at everybody selling away inside of the ship itself, and you're just like, I'm going to just toss this over. I don't really give no fucks. Which is why, again, when we make decisions, we want to be mindful, we want to be sure, we want to understand exactly why we are taking these chances, taking these risks, or what we're doing in the first place. So make sure that with the Four of Cups, while you're throwing things away, make sure that it is not just impulsively thrown away, but it is mindful in the sense of what is to come for you in fruition. So don't look at what everybody else is doing. Don't look at them selling away. You are literally inside of a palace right now. So look at your own home. What can you change? What can you do? What can you look forward to within your own life and what's happening, versus just throwing things overboard, just like, it is what it is. I'm going to just start doing this. I'm going to start doing that. Be a little bit more mindful and considerate of yourself and what you're looking for in the goals that you're seeking out, okay? We have Judgment. This is letting us know that I love Judgment. I don't get this card a lot. I actually haven't had it in a while. Let me refresh on it real quick, because it cracks me up a little bit, because sometimes I get a little bit confused with Justice. And that's okay. I'm okay with admitting that. Okay. Accountability is for one's actions, new beginnings, and awakening. Yeah, so if we are making hasty decisions, if we're always longing for what somebody else has, or we're just doing things to do it because of what's going on, there is going to be accountability for actions. It's kind of like the karma card. You know, it's like what you reap is what you'll sow. What's going to happen is people are going to know about it, in a sense. But it will cause new beginnings. It will cause new life. As we can see here, this person is still traveling. It did say a sudden journey. So even with hasty decisions, it will still be a journey for you into new things. Even with them tossing one overboard and them sailing away, we don't see the other boats, if there are any other boats behind them. We also see that there are still 3 cups. That means this cup is still full. So it will be accountabilities for one's actions, yes, and may that be good or bad depending on what has happened, and good or bad in that sense. But in a way, it is the understanding of enlightenment as well, in acknowledgement to how you want to move and the way that you want to move in that sense. Okay, Spirit, what else do you have for us? Any other messages? The Hermit. Sometimes it is good to go within, and especially with the Judgment card coming up, that is letting me know that if you are sad, if you are longing, if you're looking for more things within your life, instead of making rash, hasty decisions, make sure that when it is time for that awakening, it is time for that new beginning, that you are going inside of self and getting a deeper understanding. Because if you go so deep in, as you can see, that there is literally a dead fish. You can't escape from the unhappiness. You can't escape from what you're truly feeling inside until you go into the actual root of it. And that comes with, like I said, accountability, self-reflection, acknowledgement, things of that sort. It is the management of judging yourself, and not in a harsh way, but with grace and with patience, to recognize, why am I doing these things? Why am I feeling this way? And all of that sort. So that way, when you are going inside of yourself, you're not going inside of yourself to hide from yourself. You're not going inside of yourself to hide from what you feel like you do want, but you're not going for. Make sure, because either way, there is something still with you. You're never alone in that sense either. Your guides are with you, your ancestors with you in the universe. So when you are going inside of yourself, be truly self-reflective in all things and in all ways, okay? The next one that we have is the Nine of Wands. There is always a way out. You may be like, this person is feeling sad, this person is feeling down. They're not seeing that there's an actual way out. It's literally lighting the way. So as soon as we pick up our head, as soon as we start looking at things, even in our weekly reading, we got feelings do not equate facts. As soon as we start realizing, this is what I'm feeling, but this is not the actual fact of the situation. I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling down, I feel like there's no hope, there is no way out, but there is. There's always a way out. There's always a way to do something. And I always like to say, in the simplest of terms, if you feel like there's no way out, think of it like math. There are more than one ways to get to the number 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 0 plus 4 equals 4. There's always some way to do something. So that way, again, we're not just making brash, hasty, rash decisions that inflict our lives in a way that is going to lead to disappointment, unhappiness, and or we're not making rash, hasty decisions that are impulsive based off of us feeling depressed or sad or unhappy or anything. So especially with this weekend, with a lot of energies going around and happening, just make sure that you are being mindful that with me going back and reflecting and looking at myself, taking accountability for what's happening and what I can change, that there's still hope. There is still a new beginning. Even in the Judgment card, it said new beginning, awakening. When the Knight of Pentacles with him making rash decisions, it said a new journey. Even in the Four of Cups with the saying unhappiness, it's this recognition of what's going on and still having a way out to it. So be mindful of that and what's happening in your life. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling unhappy, anxiety, anxious, fearful, all of these things, just recognize this is me going inside of myself, and I'm allowing my feelings to start becoming facts in my life. And so now I'm starting to act out in the way that I feel versus actually truly looking at what the current situation is, which is, yes, I may be currently in a dark tunnel, but there is still light leading me out. There's still a way for me to get what I want. There's still a way for me to get what I need, whether that be joy, abundance, happiness, new friendships, new relationships, new enlightenment, anything of that sort. So just be mindful and sure of that, okay? So let's go ahead, Spirit, and at the top of the deck, it says time to get your protection up. At the top of the deck, time to get your protection up, okay? It is time, and that is just right at the top. And that's the realization that if we are going through these things, if we are continuously feeling this way, I need to protect myself. I need to be mindful of myself. I need to be sure of myself. So I need to get my protection up, whether that's setting more boundaries with certain people that drain your energy, whether that's taking a few sick days so that way you're not always giving your energy away to your job or to your career, whether that's taking a moment to rest and to breathe and truly look at yourself with grace and patience, because sometimes you can be your own hindrance. You know, the way that you think about yourself, the way that you're feeling about yourself, the pain that you inflict or the healing that you're not giving yourself. It is time to get the protection up in that aspect as well, and in that way of thinking. But Spirit, let us go ahead and get some messages. Oh, geez, Louise, pumpkin and cheese. Let's go ahead and get some some advice of what's happening in life. I definitely did these cards so wrong. I did not shuffle them correctly, but we're going to work with it. Spirit, what advice do you have for us for the weekend as a collective? Oh my God, I fucked up. Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. Because one of these cards flipped over, and since some are flipped over and some are not, I cannot tell. Okay, that one was not the only one, so let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's just flip them all over. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh my goodness. Spirit is letting me know that your life may be flipped around, right? Your life may just need a slight adjustment. Your life may need just a different type of reflection, right? And this is the card that pulled out. It says, not your leader, a temple. Okay, this is to let you know to speak with yourself and your body with respect, with worth, with truth. Be honest, be real, be open. Realize that you don't need to lead yourself in a way like you're a job, like you're a corporation, like you are just like, this is what it has to be done. Your body is a temple, right? And we hear this a lot, and we automatically, all right. Your body is a temple. And what I mean by that is that when people come to temples, they come to adorn it. They come to bless it. They come to bring offerings. They come with respect. They come with the highest regard. They come with the highest of hopes. They come with truth. They come with honesty. People lay it all down inside of the temple. That is where they communicate. That is where they're speaking. That is where they're letting it all out. So right now is not a moment for you to try to be leading yourself like, get out of here, let's do this. And you're pushing yourself so much that you're making stupid, rash decisions, and you're feeling like this is just mundane life. I'm just so ritualistic. I'm doing the same thing over and over. Look at them. They're selling away. I have nothing happening and going for me. Realize that you need to treat yourself like a temple. Know your worth. Respect yourself. Be open and honest and truthful with yourself. Okay? And recognize, okay, this is what I want. What am I doing to get there? Am I caring about myself? Am I giving myself grace and patience as I am healing? As I am coming up with these revelations, as I am opening up myself to be accountable for what I have and have not done, as I am recognizing that I do need to kind of take a step back and get a little bit more in tune with myself. Allow yourself to be treated like a temple, adorned, loved, with grace, with respect. Give yourself offerings. And by offerings, I mean by if you need to sleep in a little bit more. Like I said, if you need to take a break, if you need to take a moment, but still allowing yourself to take an action and guiding of yourself that is truthful, that is real, that is honest. Now that I got all these cards flipped over, I'm going to go ahead and give them a proper shuffle. Yeah. Stay with me for like 5 seconds. Spirit, what else? What other advice do you have for us for this weekend? Oh. What other advice do you have for us this weekend, Spirit? Anything else, Spirit, that we should know about? Don't fuck with me, please. Please do not fuck with me today. Thank you. Oh, patience and understanding go hand in hand. Time to move forward. What did I just say? When you go to a temple, you are giving yourself those offerings. They come with patience. They come with grace. They come with adoration. It is time to give yourself patience and understanding and grace. When we are going through that judgment phase and we are taking accountability, like I said, it's a new awakening. It's a new beginning, because now we realize what was going on. So now it's time to have patience in order to fix it, to climb those steps up out of that turmoil that we're currently feeling. It is a realization that we need to be more open and honest and truthful with ourselves, and it is time to move on, time to move forward. We cannot continue to live in the past. We cannot continue to go back to dead-end issues. Like even in our weekly reading, do not go back to the trash. Stop looking in the trash. And that is what you are doing when you're not allowing yourself the true open and honesty. And we have to realize that we are walking on an aligned path, okay? And that is the path to self. We are guided. And the more that we are in line with ourselves, align with what we're doing, align with what we know, the more we can be rooted and grounded in certain situations, in certain decisions, which again, that is something where we're going to have to choose, which came up in our weekly reading as well. So this is letting me know that this is coming to the forefront. It's boiling up, and now it's time for the decision to be made. Are we going to sit the fuck here, we're not going to move? Or are we going to allow ourselves to reflect? Are we going to allow ourselves to go inside of ourselves just a little bit more eye-opening? And are we going to allow ourselves that new awakening? So that way we can have that patience and understanding and realization that we are on the aligned path, okay? The angel number that we have is 222, okay? We want to think with positive intentions and place hope and faith behind your actions. Okay, and what that means is instead of making hasty decisions, just doing shit to do shit, we want to think with positive intentions, right? We want to think of ourselves, like I said, with that temple. When we're going to a temple or to a place that we think of highly in regard, whether that's even a friend's or a family's house or even your home, it's just a matter of thinking with positive intentions, right? Let us having that thought, and I say it all the time, what you think, you speak. What you speak, you will become. What you become is what you are. So if you're thinking positive intentions, that this will always work out for my good, this is always going to happen, it's going to be great, it's going to be phenomenal, it's going to be that realization that I can place my hope, and it's all going to work out, and faith that I know it's going to work out behind my actions. So that has allowed me to start moving in a direction that, again, is aligned with me and my path of self for what I want. My family and I are protected in all ways, okay? Always. And that is just letting us know that our loved ones, right? Our people that we care about, our family, they are protected and guided. And that is a sense of recognizing that my support system is okay. They're fine while I take this moment for myself, but also they'll be there afterwards. And if they are not, if I have to cut them off, again, if sometimes you have to drop some burdens, you have to drop some things. This cup that was getting full was filled with the bullshit. Sometimes I just have to realize that if I want to be protected in always, my family and I have to take away people that are looking to harm them. And sometimes that could be myself, which is where we want to go back and go inside of self and realize that I'm a temple. Have I been adorning myself? Have I been loving on myself? The word that I think of is bhakti, right? And that is giving straight devotion and praise to a deity or something. But I like to think of myself as that God or that deity, giving myself the utmost praise, the utmost honor of bhakti, and taking that in and realizing the more that I have patience and understanding with myself, the more I calm my mind, the more I calm my body, the more I calm myself, and I know exactly where I want to go and how I want to go about it. This ship, did you even really want to go there? Did you even want to really do that? So just taking a moment to reflect on, is this what I want because I'm so sad and I feel like these people are happy, or this situation looks better, the grass is greener? Or am I going to take some time to honor my own grass, water it, take a moment? Am I going to have patience and understanding? Because those do go hand in hand, okay? It's time to forgive yourself. It's time to forgive the situation, but it's also time to move forward. Right? Because we can't live in the past. It's already done. It's already gone. Literally, this morning, hours ago, is literally in the past. I cannot go back. So the only choice that I have is to move forward. And that is how we need to think about life and look at life and all the realization of it, right? So that is our advice. Realize that I am a temple. I am my highest regard. I need to start thinking of myself as that. I am my current highest self. I need to have patience with myself for what I did or didn't do. I need to understand why I did do it, because I was feeling that way, right? And forgive myself. Love on myself. Be kind with myself. It says respect, worth, and truth. Respect yourself. Understand that you are worthy, but also be honest with yourself. So again, you can think with a positive intention and not negatively, okay? So let's just make sure there is no other advice. Is there any other advice for a spirit for this weekend as a collective? Oh, shit. You got two cards. It says, stop being hard-headed. Go do it. Again, go and start living your life. Go and start doing things. Allow yourself to take the accountability. It literally says, go have fun and allow your life to be lived, right? So even like I said with the hermit, it allows you to go inside of self. It allows you to recluse inside of yourself. And sometimes people feel like they have to go out to a club or they have to go to a bar, go out to that. When you go live your life, and you have fun and didn't give any instructions. It says, go have fun and allow your life to be lived, right? Judgment is just, look at how they're all dead. It's the judgment of the past. It's taking accountability for what I did do and moving forward, for new beginnings, for new life, for new rebirth, which is funny because Easter, I think, is coming up around the corner, but I don't celebrate that because, you know, but it's allowing that, right? Even allowing, I'm sitting with death, but there's always new life happening. I know it's an industrial plant, but that is the new creation of life and things happening for us. And we're still going to have that new journey, but it takes a realization of, am I going to honor myself? Am I going to respect myself? Am I going to love myself? Am I going to be patient with myself? Am I going to stop being hard-headed and just go doing the shit that I know I need to do, that I've been called to do, that I've been longing to do, that I've been wanting to do? Not what it looks like somebody else is doing and it looks great. What looks great and feels great to me, all in one. Okay? So let's take a look at that, right? So let's take a look at I'm gonna grab another deck. Hold on, y'all. Don't stop me now. I wanna see what's working for us and also what's not working for us. Okay, we all out. Alrighty. So Spirit, let's take a look into what's working for us and also what's not working for us. So Spirit, what is working for us? What will be working for us this weekend? Oh, it came out quick. The only constant is change. Change is what's going to be working for us this weekend, okay? That's what's going to be working for us this weekend. Oh. What is... Oh, hold on. You already answered my question. What is working for us, Spirit, this weekend? What is working for us? What is working for us? What is working for us, Spirit, this weekend? Anything else? Okay. I already got some for what's not working, right? All right. So, what isn't working for us, Spirit, this weekend? What is not working for us, Spirit, this weekend? Ooh. What is not working for us, Spirit? Oh, okay. I was a little confused. So thank you for clarifying that, because I'm like, baby, that is not what that is supposed to mean. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh. All right. Anything else for what isn't working for us? Anything else on what is not working? You want to come out, baby? Come out. What else is not working for us? Ooh. Ooh. Alrighty. I like to get the bad news first. I mean, personally, not really bad news, but news that I really don't want to hear right now. That's just me. So that's just what I like to do. That is, yeah. So these two need to be switched. Thank you, Spirit, and that realization. Thank you, thank you. And this goes over here. Okay. So we have It'll Break Your Heart. So that could also be why we got the Four of Cups. It is something that we thought that we wanted, something we felt like we needed, something that we were really hoping for, and that we didn't get in the end. And that will break our heart, something that we were expecting. And sometimes our heart breaks off of the realization also of accountability of things and actions that we felt like we should have taken, or things that we should have done, and the realization of that. So it will break your heart. Something is going to break your heart, which makes sense, because over here, that's... Yeah, so what isn't working for us is it'll break your heart, right? So there's something that isn't working for us that is going to essentially make us feel that way. What also isn't working for us is burnout. Again, are you treating yourself like a temple? Are you treating yourself with the utmost and high regard and that realization of that? And it sounds crazy, but I was a little confused because we got self-love is top tier for it's not working for us, but we got it takes two. And what that is telling me and what Spirit is letting me know is sometimes we try to do everything on our own. Everything on our own, which is also why we got the Hermit cards, because we try to do everything on our own. But even with the dead fish, like I said, we're never truly alone. So we've been struggling, we've been looking for things, or looking for a different idea, a different perspective, or just needing help, or just needing just a break from that burnout. Self-love is top tier, but it also takes two to help you to support in loving yourself, right? So you have children and you really need a break and you don't have anyone. Sometimes it is good to just be like, please help me. I need a break. I need a moment. I need a peace, right? And that will send somebody, right, into your life. Just like, hey, I'll watch the kids. I got you this weekend. And it's typically, of course, better be somebody that you trust and not just handing your kids off, because we ain't going to do the Knight of Pentacles with that bullshit. But it's that realization of realizing, yes, self-love is top tier, but if I cannot provide the temple of myself, the truth, my honest, my worth, giving myself patience and understanding, I'm going to need to reach out for help. I'm going to need to ask for help, because this burnout is getting to me. Something broke my heart, the accountability, the realization that I accepted shit that was below me. I allowed people to treat me in a certain way. Things like that can also break your heart. So just to realize that. What also is not working for us is excuses. Why we're not doing something. Or I can't do this because of this. Or this and that. I can't do this. You're making excuses to feed yourself. And I say it all the time. Excuses only please the people that are making them, because it gives you that sense of gratification right there. And then sometimes people typically accept it if they're not that highly intuitive or like perceptive and things, but it's the realization of they're keeping you stagnant, they're keeping you still. You're literally on here, right? And then we're also here, and we're also here. We're not moving. And it seems like we're not moving in any of these. So excuses are keeping you stagnant. I have no way out. What do you mean? You do have a way out. It's right there. It's literally lit up, right? It is literally leading you out, and all you got to do is grab that and walk out. I have no new changes. I have no way of thinking. I've always been like this. I'm always alone, this and that. You're always having somebody with you. There's always a God with you. There's always new changes around you. Or, I don't know, they always got it. Like, that was the last ship. That was the last boat. There's nothing really in my cup. What I was getting, it wasn't. You have 3 cups left. You have more to give. That wind is strong, baby. And that's just letting me know that is new breath. New life, new beginnings. Stop allowing excuses to keep you stagnant. It allows stale air to come inside of you, and we don't want that. We do not need that, right? What's also not working for us is relocation. So if you're thinking about moving, you're thinking about shifting, if you're thinking about dropping things, we have to realize that sometimes we just need to reflect before we do shit. So the relocation may not work out for you, whether that be a job, whether that be moving states, moving countries. Right now, just take a moment. Take a moment to take a step back, okay? Take a step back and be like, is this what I want to do? Is this where I want to go? It's not saying that you cannot relocate. What it's just saying right now, that's not going to work for you. Right now, go out and live your life and make sure that you are aligned with that as well. Right now, we also have on a wing and on a prayer, you're the problem. And on a wing and on a prayer just lets me know that you are got one wing and you flapping like, I hope this. Not saying that hope is not good, because that's also why we got that, but we don't want to always allow ourselves to be the problem. And then we always have to be like, damn, I really got to get myself out of this. I clipped my own wing. I stifled myself by having these excuses, and I'm not even realizing that I'm the problem. But if I'm the problem, I'm also the solution. I also can fix it. I also can reflect and change what I need to with that understanding and that realization of, okay, this is what I need to do. This is how it's going to work. I need to stop making excuses because I am this problem. I need to get involved with myself, loving myself, becoming my own temple, and adoring myself, right? And taking all of that in substance, and allowing that new journey, allowing that new beginning, allowing that awakening, allowing that change, allowing those other cups to be filled and more to be brought in, right? Seeds go both ways, okay? Then we have daddy issues, right? And ancestors displeased. So sometimes some people may be going through daddy issues. Whether your dad was there, whether your dad was not there, whether your dad was there and they weren't the best person, or any of those sorts, right? Daddy issues, and that can cause the ancestors to be displeased, not in a way that you have the issue, but in the way that you are allowing this issue to lead and guide your life, right? This is also where we got, you are walking the aligned, guided path of self. You don't want to make sure that you are so much the problem that you are allowing yourself to allow those other issues to lead and guide you. Right? Somebody said recently that the highest offering to your ancestors, to your guides, is yourself, you being you, and you recognizing who the fuck you are and what you possess, the power that you hold, and magnificent. So allowing those daddy issues allows the ancestors to be displeased, because it's letting me know that you are leading your life off of that, right? That's why we also got my family and I are protected, because it's letting you know that yes, they are protected, but does not mean that you have to let them in. And that can also break your heart. These are the things that are not working for us. We have to realize that we're the problem. We can fix it. We're always trying to be on a wing and on a prayer and hoping that everything, which is great, hope is great, but we always don't want that to be our first thing or our last ditch effort. Allow ourselves to always be the utmost of praise. And not saying that things won't happen, life won't happen, because again, that's life. We cannot control everything at all. But we have to realize where we can make the changes, where we can ask for help and support, when we can realize that we are making excuses, where we can realize that we're not taking accountability, where we can realize that, okay, what can I do that I have not been doing? Right? So this is what's not working for us. Self-love is top tier, right? But are you able to give to yourself? Ask for help, ask for support. And if you don't have somebody physically, ask for support from your guides, from your ancestors. Ask, right? This is what's working for us. We have pregnancy. Somebody may be pregnant, somebody may be about to get pregnant, but I always want to let people know that pregnancy is not necessarily, you will be in that, but it's also a new creative idea, the new awakening with the judgment, a new journey, a new perspective on life, a new friendships, new relationships. It's, you planted a seed and now you're going to get the results, right, of that. And springtime is about things blossoming, things blooming, things coming, right? We waited all winter and now it's here. Here comes the baby, right? Here comes the pregnancy. Here comes the new thoughts, the creative ideas, the new things to happen. There will be something to celebrate, right? So when we get that creative idea, when we get that spark, I'm going to go do this today just because I want to enjoy it. That is also pregnancy, because it was something like, I planted that in my mind. I wanted to do it. I'm going to do it. So there's always something to celebrate. This is what it's working for, is something to celebrate in a pregnancy, right? And allowing ourselves to take hold of that, right? That there is always something to enjoy. That's why I said go out and have fun and live life. Life is to be lived, to be survived, not to be on a wing and on a prayer, not to be excused. Life is to be lived. Life is to have a pregnancy, which is abundance, right? Whether there be abundance of wealth, abundance of friendship, abundance of ideas, abundance of relationships. It is something to celebrate. We have fire and desire. So again, this is we know that it may be, again, creative ideas that are coming in. That is something to celebrate. It may be a breakthrough. Spirit is letting me know it could be a breakthrough of the fire and desire that you have been planting. And if we even look at this, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, that is letting us know that our guides, again, are walking with us, are protecting us, are looking out for us, are leading us, and they're always with us no matter what we do. They may be displeased. It's that the ancestors are displeased, not that they left, not that they're gone, right? It's that they're still here. So tap into a little bit more of that fire and desire of what you want to do, and actually doing it, right? So allowing that to happen. And sometimes it comes with calming yourself. Like I said, calm. It's hard to get a message. It's hard to receive information. It's hard to allow that to come in for you if you're everywhere, if you're anxious, if you're depressed. And not saying that it automatically gets out of it, because I've been going through a little bit of my few depression episodes myself. But allowing yourself to realize that with all of this anxiety, fear, doubt, worry, excuses, excuse me, hold on. all of these things happening in our life, we have to realize that we need to just be calm and breathe, right? Journal if we need to, take a walk if we need to, dance if we need to, take a little bit more of a nap if we need to, take a break, take a moment, calm yourself, right? Especially with us letting us know that something's also a secret revealed, right? And you're probably like, how is that going to work for me? What is hidden cannot be focused on, cannot be seen, cannot be dealt with. You know, cannot be right at the framework because it's a secret. It's hidden. And it could also be that you were the secret that was revealed. You were something that needs to come to the surface. This is letting me know that this is a message that you have been wanting to hear, that you have been needing to hear, that is going to help you in making that choice that we got for the weekly reading. You have to make a decision of what you need to do, and that is also going to help you pushing you forward, right? Again, we have the only constant is change, which also lines up with the secret reveal because it reveals something that changes our perspective. They gave us a new idea. They gave us a new perspective. Speaking the fuck up is also going to work for us this weekend. Like I said, if we need to set boundaries, if we need to ask for help, closed mouths do not get fed, right? So if we need to speak up and say these things, feel these things, just speak up. Speak the fuck up. And it's best to always speak from a place that is calm, right? Because when we allow our feelings to start aligning with facts, we're able to live a little bit more. What if we allow our feelings to overlay the facts? We start making those rash decisions, living on a wing and on a prayer, making excuses for why we can't do stuff because of how our feelings is overwhelming in that sense, right? So take light of that. We have give a little, get a little. And that can also be with just the recognition of, we got 666. And 666, again, is taking a step back and reflecting on what I need to do, what I've been feeling, what's going on. And that also comes with the Hermit card, right? The only constant is change. So what do I need to change? I need to give a little. Maybe I need to give a little to myself. Give a little of my time to myself. Going out and have fun. Going out and enjoying what I want to do. I've been wanting to try this restaurant. Let me go out and try it. Right? Let me give a little to myself. Or maybe I need to give a little to my community. Give a little to my relationships. But we can't always expect to get something when we're not giving anything. Right? We have to expect what I'm planting, I'm going to reap it. But if I'm not planting anything, I'm not going to reap anything. So giving a little, we're going to get a little. That's where the pregnancy comes in. That's where something to celebrate comes in. So allow yourself to have that. So what is working for us is those things. But also the last but not least is you're a magical ass being. Act accordingly. And that is letting us know, because the 777 is releasing the fear and looking to the future with excitement. Right? So if we're speaking up, we're tapping more into our fire and desire of ourselves and what we want to do, and aligning ourselves, with that, and allowing something to come in that we planted. It's going to allow us to have something to celebrate. It's going to allow us to have something to move and shake and guide us, okay? So the only constant is change, and that also means us. So that is what is working for us. Speak up. Calm yourself. Be ready to celebrate. Be ready to move in a way of a new direction. But also make sure you're not moving just to move, to go away from the issue, or you're leading yourself with that issue, or you're allowing yourself to make excuses. Okay? Let's take a look here and see. Trust. You need to start trusting yourself. And I love this trust because it brings up the never-ending story. I still haven't seen it. Don't get at me. But the never-ending story of going into the unknown. And it reminds me of the feminine divine that we got on the podcast reading, where it's called the void. The feminine divine, the feminine energy is called the void. And it's literally, the card itself is letting us know that the void is so vast. It's so expansive. It reaches in all places and all things, right? And it's a matter of whatever we put into the void, we're going to get an expansion of that. So if we're putting fear, doubt, worry, excuses, all of this in there. We're leading with daddy issues. We're leading with feeling like I'm a get it at the end. No, it's a realizing that what I plan, I need to trust in it. I need to release it. I need to let it go. What I recently did is I did a got box that I got from somebody else that I love on here. Shouts out to you, 303. And I just put things that I wanted and I needed in my life, but things I also wanted to release, and I put it in there. And I just let it be. I don't think about it. I don't even remember all the things that I put in there that I wrote, right? It's just a matter of me trusting that it's all going to work out in my end, but me still living my life as if it already has worked out. And it already is in my own good, and that it already is in proximity of me living a great, sustainable being, right? So trust in yourself. Trust in yourself. That's why we said, I'm not your leader. I'm a temple. I trust that I deserve the offerings. I trust that I deserve love. I trust that I deserve patience. I trust that I'm worthy of these things. I trust that I deserve respect. I trust that I deserve blessings and wealth and abundance and great friendships and great love. I'm trusting in all of those things because that's what I've been planting. I have positive intentions. Okay? But Spirit, what messages, what messages you have us to look out for? Psychic, we're having new capabilities come into the forefront. That's going to also be with the awakening. So the more that we take accountability, the more that we start understanding ourselves, the more that we start reflecting and realizing what we can do. We're a magical ass being. We're going to start being able to tap into more of our psychic capabilities in all aspects. I could name all of them, but we all know that there's a lot. Mediums, clairvoyant, clairescent, clairaudient, all of these things. It's a lot. Dream interpreters, those are also psychic as well. Air. Again, when our winds blew, what did I say? That fresh air, that new beginning, that life, allowing logic to come into the situation as well. Like I said, with the secret revealed, communication is coming into us as well. Themes and messages, it allows us. But if we're making excuses, it causes stale, stagnant air. There's nothing fresh coming in, and we need to allow that to happen for us and with us in our lives. So allow that air to come into you. Allow it to sweep out everything and brush it out, right? And after a storm, if a tree has weak branches, it usually falls to the floor, right? A wind knocks it the fuck out. Or if a tree isn't really as deeply rooted due to, I want to say, humanity, honestly, because I don't see a lot of trees falling in the woods, but I also don't be in the woods, but you get the fuck I'm saying. But not moving forward, moving on, it's this realization that air also is here to clean out things, ideas, people, thoughts, clear it out. It's allowing logic to the situation of your feelings. It's bringing truth in that communication, right? Relief, right? This is allowing us to have, again, that relief, that calm your tits and just speak the fuck up. And also sometimes the own hindrance can us be not allowing us to be our own advocate for ourselves. And not necessarily always having to go and do this and like, I need to go talk to this person, but also allowing us to live our lives the way we want to, the way that we feel that we need to, right? And taking all that in allows relief, right? And allowing ourselves to give a little allows us to get a little. So if I'm allowing myself to do this, I'm going to allow something else in. Okay? All right. Anything else, Spirit, that you have for us? I ain't gonna lie, looking at this flash is really fucking with me. Anything else, Spirit, that you have for us? I'm sorry. Not be wanting to go. Full moon. Full moon is a resolution. It's the climax of things. It's the end. It's the releasing of something. It's the letting go. The full moon is the accumulation of all that we worked for, and it's coming to the end. It's coming to the heart, which is also why we have the daddy issues. That's also going to be something that might break your heart. The relocation, the It Takes Two, the allowing ourselves the realization of all of what was happening in our life, all of what wasn't happening, all of these things and the circumstances and thoughts are coming to accumulation, which also is why we got the It'll Break Your Heart card. It's also why we got the Four of Cups card, because sometimes that could put a damper on things with this realization and this awakening. But just recognize that this is for our good. This is for relief. This is for fresh air. This is for new psychic abilities. So yes, it may be a point where we feel like we have to continue to live our lives. We have to continue to forgive ourselves, be patient, and understand that we are worthy of respect and love and changes, right? Spiritual cleansing. That's right. Like I said, I love it, I love it, I love it. Allowing yourself that deep spiritual cleanse. Like I said, and sometimes living your life is also a spiritual cleanse. It may sound crazy, but imagine, like I said, the excuses that keep you stagnant, right? You're not moving, you don't want to do it, you don't feel like you can do it, you don't feel like you have the capabilities. Starting to live in your life is also a spiritual cleanse, because it's cleansing out your old ideas. It's cleansing out your old habits that didn't work. It's cleansing out the old thoughts, the old patterns. It's cleansing out old people that you're like, why are you doing that? I ain't got time for it. It is also a spiritual cleanse to live your life. Not just saging, not just baths, not just dancing, not just, well, even those things can also be living your life. But you get what I'm saying? Also just being like, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to trust myself today. I'm saying what I need to say today because I've been silent for too long. I'm going to be calm today. I'm going to take a nap today. That is also a spiritual cleanse of getting rid of things that no longer serve you. That is also spiritual cleanse, which is also leads back to the full moon. Something that is no longer working for you is going to be deaded. So what isn't working for us, let's get rid of it. Let's get ready. Let's get prepared, right? Okay. We'll do 2 more. I said 2 more, but we got 3. Okay. So we have courage, we have luck, and we have the healer. So it's time for us to heal ourselves, which is also why we got I'm not your leader, I'm your tempo, right? Allowing that judgment to come in, right? Allowing that new awakening and positivity to come in, okay? Allowing that 9 of Wands to come in. Huh? Okay, sorry. Allowing the 9 of Wands to come in and having courage. Sometimes courage is just stepping out through the heartbreak, stepping out through the fear, stepping out through the daddy issues, stepping out through the excuses, stepping out through the, you know, I want this, I wanted this, I wanted to go on that ship with him, going through, right? Having courage. That is what courage is. That's why the courage in the lion, he was so afraid, right? He was so terrified. He was just, I can't do it. But it was him working through that fear, working through that anxiety, calming himself, giving love to himself, asking for help when he needed it. That is also courage, to allow yourself to, I'm going to push through that, right? And luck is allowing us, the luck is on our side. You may be on a reading of prayer, but luck is on our side. In a realization that we don't have to go through this all the time, and we won't be going through this situation anymore. So allow ourselves to be healed. Allow that spiritual cleanse. Allow that luck and relief to come in and that new air. And sometimes luck is just a pregnancy, right? Something coming in that we planted sooner than we thought, different than we expected, and a wider expansion of all things. So just allow that realization to come to you and for you in depth. You are a healer of yourself. You don't always have to look externally for that. Hold on. Don't do that to me. Sorry. There we go. My light died, but that's okay. We're fine. My phone is dying. We're at 50%. Give me 1 moment because I want to go ahead and get my charger. And I'm just going to edit this out. So now I know how to do that. And you ain't seen none of this. Okay. Alrighty, so we're charged, we're plugged in, let's go. So Again, so we know what's currently going on in our life, right? This is what's currently going on in our life. We feel like we're unhappy. We're doing the same thing over and over. We're looking for, you know, some type of change, but it's also an awakening happening, new beginnings, new self-reflections. This is currently what's happening for us, right? For this weekend. We also know what is not working for us. Always waiting to the last minute on the waiting on prayer, living our life through daddy issues, living our life through excuses, recognizing that I do want to put myself first, but I'm not asking for support when I need it. I'm burning out. I'm overworked. I'm overthinking. But we also know what is working for us, that we are magical, that we're going to have abundance, that pregnancy is coming in with new thoughts, new ideas, new connections. And we're realizing that the only constant is change, and that with that realization that a secret may be revealed is that we also know what spirit and the ancestors are blessing us with, right? I forgot to say that this is what spirit and the ancestors are blessing you with. They are blessing you with luck. They're blessing you with a resolution to issues, problems, situations, confusion. They're allowing new life, new air, and relief to come in for you and to you, and the understanding of that. So take that in. Allow yourself to be healed. Allow yourself to have that spiritual cleanse, so that way you can also have that gift, that spiritual gift to come into you, right? We're going to end it up with those, if that's okay. Okay. So, next we're going to do a little animal. Let's see what animal spirit we are currently possessing this weekend. Whew. Spirit, what animal are we omitting or possessing this weekend? Spirit, what animal are we omitting or possessing this weekend? We got the snake. We got the snake, okay? Which is earth energy, which is letting me know rooted, grounded, a sense of that, right? But also just to get a little bit deeper, we got the turtle, right? This is about exploration, exploring. That it's also water energy, so that's where the cleansing comes from. That's where we're able to be a little bit grounded and rooted in ourselves, aligned in ourselves, walking and giving that forgiveness, giving that patience, giving that worth, but also allowing that truth and water to come in. Then we have swan, which is the air energy, allowing that fresh, that new rejuvenation to come in, allowing that all three positive force in our life and our aspects, right? And our final one that we have, I'm feeling it top and bottom, so I'm going to do both. We have the hyena, which is the fire energy, that fire and desire, right? That picking it up, that allowing it to leave. We have all the elements. And then the last one that we have is the lion, courageous, bold. But we're going to get a little bit more into it because I wouldn't like to read it in order. But I also like to give you some of the keywords, some of the things to look out for. So we're going to go ahead and get into the snake, which is earth energy, because that leads first. So we have guardian of unawakened magic. What did I say? The psychic abilities are coming in. The judgment is allowing new awakened sense of self and sense of honesty, right? And creative potential. So that's with the pregnancy coming in. Like I said, it doesn't always have to be actual, but that pregnancy, new ideas, new creative thoughts, recognizing that we can be expansive, we can be more of ourselves, right? It says, regardless of it all. It says, regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it is well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. Remember, you are a magical ass being. Start acting accordingly. Start acting like you know what and what's going on. And start this weekend. Start now. Start today. It says the snake card appears and there is no more time to waste. That's how we also got. Stop being hard-headed. Go do that shit. It's time for you to move. Go have fun and allow your life to be lived. Because you have to realize, if I'm the problem, I'm not allowing my life to be lived. I'm not allowing myself to do what I need to do for me. I'm allowing others to do it for me, right? So it says when we are in balance, we are prosperous. We are abundant. We are prosperous in joy, in friendships, relationships. We are creative. We don't stifle ourselves. We don't make small-minded decisions. We don't make rash decisions or impulsive decisions like the Knight of the Chariot, Knight of the Pentacles, Knight of the Chariot, Knight of the Pentacles, right? We are also charismatic. And I feel like charisma comes when you're calm. Whoever has somebody try to sell you something and they're like, yeah, and it's just like, baby, I need you to relax. Yeah, I'm like quite the easy sell, but when you're doing all that, you're pushing it on me, and I don't like that. But that charismatic allows you to be calm, kind of walk with a little je ne sais quoi, right? I just let that word. But it also allows you to recognize who you are. Speaking with charisma. However, when you're out of balance, you start and stop many things. Right? That's it. That's it. You start things and you stop it. You start it, but then you stop before you can finish, before you have that realization, before you have that understanding. So stop starting and stopping things, right? You have to complete it, which is, as you can see, the snake is literally completing the circle. It also looks like a full moon, the completion of something. So to bring back into balance, we have Kundalini Yoga, which is more of the awakening of the, sacral, kind of moving the hips. It also comes with living your life, right? Comes with you just being you and expressive, fully expressing that, which also comes with speaking the fuck up, also comes with actions, moving in a way. It also comes with meditation. It's also helped me to bring it into balance. So again, calming yourself, reflecting, realizing what's going on in my life, right? So that is the snake energy. Now for the turtle energy. Ooh, we have ancient soul, grounded, trusting, and at home in self. Right? So that's also why we got the trusting card. This is what the ancestors are bringing us for what we have. And it's allowing us to be grounded at home with self. It says we're walking the aligned and guided path, which is the path to self and of self. We're allowing ourselves to be our own temples. So we are allowing ourselves to come in. It says, turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. So again, when we're going out living our life, we're not making excuses. We're not waiting to live it. We're allowing it to be lived. We're not just sitting at home feeling like we're alone and there's nothing that we can do. No, we're going out there and we're collecting it. And again, that is just you doing what you want to do and how you want to do it. Right? So, it says when we are in balance, we are peaceful, calming your tits. We are adventurous. We are ready to get there. Like I even said in the beginning, just because it is spontaneous does not mean that it is not planned in some sort of way. You're not making it a rash decision out of hurt, out of guilt, out of daddy issues, out of feeling neglect, out of all of these or excuses. You are being adventurous because I want to do it. And that's what I'm going to do. You are also productive. So we're not starting and stopping things. We are productive. We are consistently doing and moving. We're not being hard-headed. We're allowing ourselves to live that life of abundance and truth, right? When we are out of balance, we slow down to a halt. Where did I say that? Stifled air, that stagnant energy, right? We're not moving until the very last minute when everything is on a wing and on a prayer. So why are we doing that? So when we slow down to a halt, sorry, this is irritating me. When we slow down to a halt, we have to realize the only constant thing is change. So just because we're not changing, we're not moving, doesn't mean life isn't. Because when we're not moving, you know what's changing? Our positive intentions are changing to anxiety, to worry, to doubt, to fear, to I cannot do it. And that slows us down to a halt. But that's still changing inside of us. Is those thoughts, is those feelings, and then that leads to actions. So to bring it to balance in adventure. Just going out and exploring. Go out and explore life and enjoy it. Here we go. And allow that to come in for you and to you. So go out and enjoy life. And have an adventure. Like I said, when I say go have fun for you. Do what you've been wanting to do. Have that adventure. That is going to be adventurous. I remember when I started taking myself on a date, I was just like, I'm going to go to the aquarium before my heart was like, I don't like this. I don't like being in here, but that's a different story. But I was just like, I like this. Then I took myself out to my favorite restaurant. Then I did it again, and it was just mainly me going out to eat. And I'm like, I like this a lot better. But that it was an adventure to me. It was me being able to meet new people. It was me being able to go out and about. It was me being able to express myself in the way that I wanted to. Right? So, allow that to happen. It also says at home and self. I always say it all the time. Am I a safe place that I can come back to? So now we're going to get into this fire. Past the hyena. So we have hyena, which is humor, wit, and sarcasm. Right? It says that hyena personality is a jokester and crowd pleaser. But below the surface, there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. So with that awakening, with that realization, with that self-reflection, with that yoga, with the meditation, with the taking the deep breaths, with the journaling, with the going out and exploring, we have to realize that there may just be unfulfilled dreams, which is why we are making excuses. It can also be something that was told to us when we were younger, or things that are still instilled in us, right? It says when this card appears, it's time to reflect on your resilience. Your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth, which is also why we got the truth, worth, right? Which is also why we got speak the fuck up. Because sometimes we always don't want to kid about ourselves, right? We want to be open and honest, truthful. Charismatic does not mean deprecating humor. It does not mean sarcasm. It's literally, I'm charismatic, but I'm also being truthful. I'm also being honest, right? So allow that to come into you. And then I want you to answer these questions. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships? Which again reminds me of the zaddy issues. I said zaddy. Daddy issues. Daddy issues. It can also be family issues. It can be relationships. It can be your other problems. That can be your own issues with yourself as well that you don't want to take a look at. That you don't want to be honest with. It says, or do you use jokes to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? You need to speak the fuck up. You need to be honest. If you need to ask for help, you need to be vocal. My mood ring on my wall is literally blue. The thing that is currently right there on my altar is blue. It's just blue. I'm seeing blue. Wear blue if you need to. And then also, it sounds crazy, but wearing those colors brings out those attributes and things of you, right? So allow yourself to realize, why am I acting the way that I'm acting? Because if I'm the problem, if I'm literally 9 of Wands and I'm just sitting there and I'm not doing anything, or I'm the Knight of Pentacles and I'm just making rash decisions, recognize it. Be honest. The last question is, what would happen if you took your goals seriously, using those positive intentions and backing your actions with faith and hope? Looking and expecting it for your own good, allowing that pregnancy to reap abundance, right? Allowing new things to come in, something to celebrate, recognizing whom and what you are. Okay? It says, when we are in balance, we are charming. What did I say? Charming, charismatic. I feel like those two are kind of the same thing, but I could be wrong, but synonyms. All right? You are witty. You are fun to be around. Right? And sometimes people hear fun to be around and they always think of other people, which is true. Bless me. But sometimes we don't even want to be around ourselves because we don't feel like we're fun. We don't feel like we're great. We don't feel like we're wonderful. We don't feel like we're things, so we don't even want to be around ourselves. Look, even in the Hermit card, this person is literally trying to fucking hide from themselves. You can't. You just cannot. It is a realization that sometimes I got to take accountability and I got to move. I have to move. When we are out of balance, we are scrappy, we are petty, and we are suspicious. When you're suspicious, you're not trusting, and the answer is already saying it's time to trust yourself. It's time to trust the people around you, and if you cannot, then let them go. If they're draining, if they're confusing, let it go. But it's also time for the healing, right? When you're petty, you can't allow your psychic gifts to be at their full potential because you're being petty. You're stifling yourself in that way as well. Okay? And scrappy just means you're always ready to fight, you're always ready to go, you're always ready to move, you're making those rash decisions without actually thinking of the consequences afterwards. Okay? So bring it to balance, sobriety. And sobriety can actually be from alcohol, can actually be from drugs, can actually be from those things, but it can also be sobriety of dealing with certain people, right? Sobriety is taking something away from you that is not serving you in your highest good at this moment in time. Your thoughts, your ideas, your habits, your friendships, your relationships that are not working, your own self. You're probably like, how the fuck do I take sobriety from myself? How? Stop doubting yourself. Stop stressing yourself out. Stop questioning yourself. Stop denying yourself your truth and honesty. That is sobriety of those fucking thoughts and things that does not work for you anymore. Okay? The last card that we have in the fire is the Lion. Right? And I know that this has to do with masculine energy. Yeah. Yeah. So we have patient. What did I say? Patience and understanding go hand in hand. And what I mean by that is when I'm patient, sometimes I'm patient to stuff that I don't understand. Not saying now currently, but sometimes people can be patient to stuff that they don't understand. They're patient and they're waiting around for a realization of something to happen, which is fine. Or you're understanding with no patience. I understand what I did there, but I ain't got the time. Which also can lead to pettiness, to being scrappy, to not doing it. I understand exactly what I did, but I don't have the time to wait. I don't have the time to be patient. That's why they go hand in hand. That's why they work so well together, right? Regal, which is, again, putting yourself as